As promised, I want to make a clip about scansion issues. There's about two or three questions on scansion every year. It's increased in the last few years. Sometimes it just says scan a line, but you have to expect one or two where it says explain the effect of the scansion. So you generally know that anything highly spondaic, which I've marked on the scansion file, that could mean something just slower paced, solemn, sorrowful, whereas dactylic is faster paced. Yeah, so if you have some sort of pursuit or some sort of action, likely you can have dactyls, and a mix of things as a mix might show changes of pace. So just yeah, so just that's a simple simple explanation of just spondies and dactyls, which we encountered when I first introduced scansion to you. A good example of a line in book 1 where there's a combination was when Aeolus released the wind. So Aeolus was bribed by Juno to blow the Trojan fleet off course, and what he does is he pierces the side of the mountain where the winds are being kept in check, and so the scansion, I think it's spondaic, so just to show that the winds are being contained. And then when he like pulls back his spear to pierce the side of the mountain, there's the caesura, and then the line is more dactylic to symbolize the winds rushing out of the mountain. So that's an example of a good example I always come back to. So sometimes there are explanations in the blue book. So I've got the blue book you've given me, and I've copied down all the relevant notes from another blue book, which is similarities. Nothing too extra, but whatever is in this book, which you don't have, which is just a book 2, I've put in this file. Some things need a bit of explaining though. So 25. So let's just go to the first one. Staccato effect denotes the Trojan shock, perhaps. So this is a shock that the Greeks who have been. So you just got to know that. You just got to know the translation generally. So this is the shock that the Greeks have gone after 10 years of laying siege. So staccato, very short, sudden sounds. That can denote the Trojan shock. So line 25, yeah, there's just a lot of short words. So nos, rati, et, wento. So you're looking for like a lot of spaces in the word, not like big long words in the line. So 26, and yeah, so what happens here is they go out of the city. So yeah, so it says here more dactyls in line 27, 28 than 26 reflect an increasing joy. So just that realization that they have gone, that initial feeling that they were free at last, or so they thought. So yeah, dactyls can denote sort of more like if spondies are sad, then dactyls can be more happy as well. So this is the happiness, albeit short-lived, as we know. So 26, highly spondaic, marks memories of grief. So 26, yeah. So just therefore all Troy loosened itself from its long mourning. So yeah, so just that, as I was saying, that spondaic line before 27 and 28, where there's just more dactyls. So 2 in 27 and 3 in 28, as opposed to just 1 in 26. So yeah, something else that draws attention to their memories of the grief of being their city being laid siege to for years. 26 is yeah, just 26 is full of it's quite monotone, like it has a lot of two-syllable words: ergo, omnis, longo, solvit, and then look to at the end. So just very monotonous, like just that rhythm of those two-syllable words draws attention to that the grief that they are recalling. So just to scroll down to the next appropriate bit. Oh yeah, 41. Laocoon is 4 vowels. So laocoon is the first word of this line, 41. So la, long, oku, short, and then own, long. So just be wary of that. So it's not laocoon. So A, O, and O, O are not diphthongs anyway. 290, the rhythm of the sentence matches the meaning. So this is another one where it's not highly spondaic or highly dactylic. It's a mix of both. So 290, I'll just scroll down to 290 in the translation for you. Oh, too far. 290. The enemy has the walls, Troy is tumbling from its high roof. So bit of a mix, really. So the enemy has the walls, you could say that they are sort of standing there, but the dactyls could denote perhaps the action of the just the destruction happening. So things just falling, whereas the enemy are occupying and they are stationary. So maybe that's just a maybe. So, but just that's what it says in the blue book. The rhythm of the sentence matches the meaning. I guess the meaning is up to you to interpret. So 530, I'll go to this one. 530. Oh, yes. So it says, all right, what the hell? So vehement rhythm of 2 Pyrrhic, 2 short syllable verbs. So tenet et premit are 2 verbs in quick succession in that line. So he presses hard on him. Where are we? He holds him and presses hard on him. So this is the pursuit of Pyrrhus on Polites. So the second conjugate conflict of accent with ictus in foot 5, all that means is that premit in foot 5, those 2 short syllables are in pre and mit. So there's a word before it and then short. So just that marries with the dactyl in foot 5. So just, yeah, the 2 short syllables in the verb. A typically Virgilian paratactic construction. So if you just look up parataxis, that's just basically 2 clauses in a row, like just he does this and he does this. So so yeah, just that construction, you could say. Something that Virgil likes to do, just draws attention to the action of the pursuit. So just, and I said I think there were other techniques as well where, yeah, you can just kind of picture being pursued and being grabbed at and nearly getting him and getting him. So going down, 544, 45. Really? Oh yeah, so this one here, so staccato again. So just look for words, just yeah, shorter words, I guess. So 44, 45, if I turn to that. Yeah, so there's just a bunch of, yeah, shorter words, lots of spaces. It says the effect is, so it seems to be a bit counterintuitive, but removing the est from 2 verbs, fatus est and repulsus, I think, est, or yeah, tends to add pace, but at the same time, so it gets rid of a space, but yeah, the line is also punctuated by a lot of spaces. So what is happening here is just, you can imagine like there's the fight, there's the thrust and parry of a fight. So just say the strike and stopping as it is repelled, and so on and so forth. So just the so Priam trying to throw the spear and it just being pushed away. So just the rapid action of, even though he's old, of him throwing, but it just being pushed away. So just that rapid action and just staccato, just it's just stopped. So so that's that one there. Oh yeah, 5, 6, 7. You might see the term temesis, and I wrote it here. That's when a word is split apart. So super eram is a word, a compound of it means I survive or I remain, a compound of sum esse, so super sum, but it's super, and then there's another word in between, and eram. So that's just called temesis. So one of those things where it could be anything, drawing attention to the line. So so you could say, so this is just a moment, and the temesis could just draw attention to Aeneas here in this moment, in this very important place, and yeah, just when he's about to catch sight of Helen and become enraged. So yeah, just any, sometimes literary techniques don't really make sense. Sometimes there are other things in the line, such as you could say temesis, or some sort of rare construction, which might just draw attention to the context or the significance of the line. No, okay, yeah, so just no, nothing there. Right, so 7:45, 46. Don't forget your hypermetric illusion. There is the 1. So that is when the last syllable. Give me a sec. I'll just go 7:45. Yeah. Oh, why did I do that? Oh, because yeah. So you have yeah, so very, very rarely. So, oh goodness, there must be about a couple of handfuls in the whole Aeneid where the last, so there's a vowel ending 7:45 and a vowel, or an H, but it's a vowel, starting 7:46. And so it doesn't happen all the time, but just wherever it says hypermetric elision, so it'll actually point out in, say, Blue Book notes or just somewhere that it is. Don't assume that every time it occurs, it happens, because lines 99.99999% of the time are independent of one another. But between 7:45 and 7:46, you elide the last syllable of 7:45, which is que, so it's just ku, and then it goes on to the next line. So it's que and ort. So from one line to the next, it's quart. So if you get 7:45, 7:46 to scan, you have to be wary of that. And that too might draw attention to something. So I'll have a look at 7:45, 7:46. Yeah, so just, I'm not sure. Usually like elisions can add some sort of pace, because it's like a jump between words. I can't think what really it is here, but it just could be just something, another thing, could be anything that just draws attention to that sentiment of Aeneas's in this time when he is lamenting Creus's loss. Just to go above here, 731. 731, there we are. So very dactylic line here. So imitates the sound of many feet. So the Greeks in the vicinity, just pursuing. And elliptical construction just mean there's a word cut out. So just like there's an, I guess, ellipsis. So yeah, ellipsis dot dot dot. So just there's a word cut out, and that will just draw attention. Just another thing, just pretty randomly, just drawing attention to the sentiment of this line. So so just be wary of that. Disjointed nature, 738. So 738. I'll have a look at the word. Yeah, so just a bunch of, there's 2, 3 syllable words. So very short words, I guess. So sometimes it's the scansion and sometimes just the nature of the word, like how many gaps there might be, how many words there might be. So sometimes it's just a matter of you don't quite get it, but you just have to just remember what it says in the book. So this sentence says disjointed nature reflects Aeneas's confused emotions in the chaos surrounding his wife's loss. Not too many more, I think. Yeah, just this page here. So yeah, so 771. Okay, yeah, so this is just introducing that, yeah, so the final scene of Aeneas' search when he realizes that she is dead because he sees her ghost. And yeah, the slowing of movement emphasized by and drawing attention to the rhythm, the rhyming assonance of quairenti, ruenti. So one last search, one last run, you could say, before he sees her apparition. The slowing of the movement could, yeah, it could denote that he stops moving. Also, just the astonishment of seeing her. Yeah, so emphasized by, yeah, so just a few things, just drawing attention to his to Aeneas's state here. And the scansion can also, yeah, can draw attention to the techniques, and together they work together. So and 774, where is 774? Yeah, so, oh, yeah, so when he sees Creusa, notice the short E of Erunt used very rarely by Virgil, who greatly prefers the historic meaning of any RE. So yeah, just a rare construction can just draw attention to his astonishment at seeing Creusa. Could be anything, but in this case, this is what draws attention to it. So it's not a technique as such, but just some sort of construction, more just scansion or vowel related. And lastly, just like we had before, elliptical construction, just another random thing, just drawing attention to what is in that line. And that is what Creusa says Aeneas must do. So it gives the impression of oracular style. So just she's speaking to him, draws attention to how important the kind of instructions she's giving are. So she's, and of course she's drawing attention, or just letting Aeneas know that that he has to follow his fate. So just forget about Troy, forget about her, and found a new Troy, find a new wife in a new land. Okay, so they're the scansion oddities. Covers not many marks, but every little thing counts, and I just want to make sure that I cover all bases. So I hope that helps.